Okay, let me give you guys some practice now. So given this graph here, you're told that y is proportional to x to the power of n. But the thing is, you're not told what n is. N could be -3 here, or it could be a -2, -1, or +1, +2, +3. It has to be one of these. Okay, this question says that it has to be one of these. Okay, and you're just given this point here and this point here. From that, you have to come up with the constant of proportionality and also the equation that connects x and y. Okay, a big well, just bear in mind that when you put -3 into the n, remember this graph could be y equals k k x to the power of k x to the power. Let's say n is -3. It could be this. Okay. So remember from indices, whenever you get to the power of a minus number, you immediately visualize this 1 over x to the power 3. So here this k gets multiplied to the top. So it's really in effect k over x to the power 3. So when you put -3 into this n here, it basically means y. You're basically saying that y is inversely proportional to x to the power of 3. That's what you're saying. Okay, if you put 3 into this thing here, into the n here, you're basically saying y is proportional to x cubed. Okay, or the cube of x. So yeah, so a minus number going into the n would basically mean it's inversely proportional. Okay, and the other big clue to doing this. Oh, by the way, to do this, you got to use, to answer this question, you got to use reasoning. So yeah, so try and use reasoning. So here, this here is a big clue. It has to be a number one to really help you answer this question. If you were given another point here, then it would be really difficult to solve. Okay, so sorry, let's say 1 point something. If you were given a different point other than this one here, then it will become really difficult to solve. So just bear in mind that this one here will be a big help to you. Okay, so yeah, so work out the constant of proportionality and work out the equation that connects x and y. Okay, so remember that it has to be n has to be one of these. Okay, so press pause and have a go. Okay, so to do this here, let's look at the graph. It's like this here. So n cannot be 1, because if you put 1 into there, it will be y is proportional to x. So that will give you a graph looking like this. Okay, so 1 is not an option. Put 2 in here. If you put 2 in here, you're saying y is proportional to x squared. That will give you something like this. Okay, so that's not an option. If you put 3 into here, then it will be y is proportional to x to the power 3. Well, that will give you something like this, similar to x squared, but just a lot steeper. Remember, x to the power 3 will look something like that. Okay, so it cannot be any of these 3 here. So it's got to be one of these 3. Okay, so here let's try and summarize this point here. Okay, so when x is 1, y is 4. So let's try and summarize that point here. So hang on, let me think. Yeah, so this is your y here. Y equals a constant, and then you've got 1 goes into the x, and then to the power of well, it could be one of these 3. So basically, hang on. Let me just do this again. So it's basically this: 4 equals a constant k over, because I know it's going to be one of the minuses. So it's going to be, it's either remember this. Hang on, it's going to be something like this. X to, it could be -1 here, or -2, or -3 here. But my point here is that the x is really 1 because this x here is 1. So you put 1 into this x. Okay, so basically it's like this. 1, now it could be 1 to the power of minus 1, or it could be, sorry, no, it could be, hang on, sorry, I'm confusing you here. Hang on. Remember, we are putting minus 1 into here. So when you see x to the power of minus 1, you will immediately jump to 1 over x. Okay, if you put minus 2 into this thing here, it will be x minus 2 here. The minute you see this minus 2, it will be 1 over x to the power of 2. Now, if you don't understand this bit, then you have to watch the indices section. But my point here is that I know it's got to be one of these three here, so I can immediately jump to something like this: x to the hang on, I can immediately jump to x to the power of n. So hang on, sorry, x to the power of, well, this thing here could be 1, or it could be a 2, or it could be a 3, because the minus is used up in order to get to this thing here. See, the minus is used up. So when you get a minus 2 here, then it becomes this. But look at this here. There's no minus here. You see, so the minus is being used to turn this into a fraction. Okay. So now it's going to be this. But the thing is, x is 1. So you put 1 into here. You put 1 into here. Now the thing is, now it could still be 1 to the power of 2, or it could be 1 to the power of 3. We don't know which yet. But the thing is, even if it's a 2, then 1 squared is still 1. Even if it's a 3, 1 to the power of 3 is still 1. So no matter which, well, at the moment we don't know which n it is yet. It could be any of these, but my point is that it doesn't matter if it's minus 3 or minus 2. This thing here will be 1 regardless. Now 1, so now that will allow you to find k. Okay, so basically times both sides by 1. So basically 4 equals k, or k equals 4. So just because this number is a 1 here, it will allow you to find out your value of k. So in this case, k is 4. Okay, so now that we know k equals 4, now use this point here now. So hang on, so this is your x, this is your y here. So y 0.5 equals 1, equals k over x to the power of, well, it's still, remember, this is no longer minus 3. It could be a 3, it could be a 2, or it could be a 1. Okay, it has to be, well, 3. Notice I said 3, not negative 3. Okay, because the minus is used up in order to get to a positive at the bottom. Well, once you're here, you know your value of k from earlier, so you can put the 4 into this k here. So it will be 0.5 equals, because we worked it out earlier that the value of k is 4, we can put 4 into here. Now it could still be one of these here. Well, the x value here is 2, so let's put that into the x here. So 2 goes into here, and remember, it could still be 1 here, it could still be 2 here, or it could be a 3 here. We don't know. Let's call it z. Okay, z. So it's 2 to the power of z. Okay, just give it a new name. So 2 to the power of z. And then we've got to try and figure out what z is. Okay, so here, so at the moment you've got this thing equals 4 divided by this bubble here. Let's times both sides by this bubble here. So it will be 0.5. So you've got this bubble here times 2 to the power of z equals 4. Okay. Now get rid of this half here. So this will be, so divide both sides by half. So this will be 2 to the power z equals, now 4 divided by half, when you divide by a number that's smaller than 1, the overall thing will get bigger, so it becomes 8. Okay, so when you're here, divide both sides by a half, it will be this will be 8. Now here, you got to try and find out a value of z where 2 to the power of z equals 8. Well, this here becomes well, here I guess you have to use a bit of guesswork here. What value of z will give you 8? So you see, guesswork will tell me it's 3, because 2 times 2 times 2 3 times will give me 8. So now that we know z equals 3, because look, 2 to the power of 3 will give you 8. So we know z is 3. So going back to here, this thing here is 3. Okay, meaning that we have to use this thing here. I know it's strange here. So overall, this thing here is what is it? So overall, it will. So we know this value of n must be a 3. Okay, it has to be a 3. So we know y equals. We know the value of k. K is 4, and then we know that we have to use this thing here. So well, it will be this x to the power of 3. Okay, or another way of thinking about it is this: y equals 4 and then x to the power of minus 3. You see, this minus 3 here is the same as this thing here, 1 over this thing. Well, anyway, the answer is either this or this. Okay, and going back to this thing here, if you don't like guesswork here, when you're told that, well, when you're given 2 to the power of z equals 8 here, you don't know this yet, but when you're older, you will use what's called log. So what you do is you take the log of both sides. Whenever you take the log here, don't worry about this bit if you don't understand it. This one goes to the front. So when you are here, inside your mind, log both sides. So it will be z log 2. Okay, don't worry about this if you don't understand this. 2 equals log 8. And by the way, you will learn this log when you're older. At the moment, we just have to use guesswork here. But when you're older, you would be able to find out the unknown here. 2 to the power whatever equals this. So what you do to get z on its own here, you divide both sides by log 2. So z here equals log 8 divided by log 2. Okay, so punch into your calculator this, and it should give you a 3. Okay, but don't worry about this bit. This is for when you're older. For the time being, we have to use guesswork, which in this case is quite easy to guess. Okay, so overall the answer is y equals 4 over x to the power of 3. Okay.